Hello! So it is a new day and it is a new fog event in Dragon City. So we do have maps for this event as usual, but we've got our boy Overgrowth here as the new available event dragon. But with these fog events, I always highly recommend using maps to make your way through. Never use any of these buttons at the bottom because they are just a waste of currency, but when you're going through this event, you either need to choose whether you want to go for this dragon or whether you want to pick up some event chests to help out with the current collection that is ongoing. And so if you want to know where you can download all of these maps, they are in the DC event guide section of my Discord server, and we do have 3 maps today depending on what your goal is from this event. So you can just open these up, click open in browser and see a higher quality version of any of these maps, but we will go and take a look at them right now. So this is the first map, and this is the basic map. So this is the map that shows you how to get this dragon, the new dragon, just by collecting all of their pieces, and this is pretty much the same for every single event. But this is exclusively for this dragon, and you can see that we start in the middle tile, so that's this one right in the center here, and then we would immediately go down, pick up some pieces here, then we'd go to the left, we'd go up, and then we finish right in the top right hand side of the map. But essentially you are just making your way over to the legendary pieces that are like 250 currency each, and following this map, the red line is, well, where you would actually go, so you just go down. The yellow part is just return costs, because going over tiles you've already stepped on does cost currency, not very much, but it does have to be factored into the total cost. So yellow is just returning over tiles you've already stepped on at least once, red is stepping on new tiles. So that is map 1. The second map is basically the previous map, but with some little extra bits on it. So we do have Insignias and these event chests, these red burnt event chests. And this map here doesn't include all event chests, but it is just a little bit more expensive because the previous one, you could see the total cost is 5,410 currency. Whereas the total cost of this one is 7,330 currency. So realistically, this might not be doable, but it depends on how lucky you get with your ad drops. But for this one, you'd be picking up both of the sets of Insignias and quite a few of the event chests on your way through. But if this one's too expensive for you, you can just cut out a couple of the chests. Like after in this bottom left-hand corner side-ish, if you just ignore the 2 chests, then that would obviously cut out quite a bit of currency cost. So you could still get the dragon and still get some event chests, but I would highly recommend saving up until right at the end of the event so you know exactly what you can afford. And again, this one is the same. You start in the middle, you go down, and you follow the same rough path as the first map. The third map, however, is all of the event items. So that is mainly the Insignias and every single event chest. So this is one that is not going to include you unlocking the new dragon. So in this one, you're not going to get your hands on Overgrowth, but the total cost for this one is 8,030, which to be honest isn't too much more expensive than map 2, but again, you may not be able to afford this depending on what your ad drops are. But as it states here, if this is too expensive, you can skip the chests that are in the bottom right or the top right of the map. So that is right in the bottom right hand corner or at the top right here, because you can see the individual costs. Bottom right is 1,550 just to get that one chest, and then top right is 1,280. So if you just ignored those 2 chests, this is probably actually quite doable, but you would of course be missing 2 chests if you do that. So I don't know if these are the cheapest possible paths ever, but these are the 3 maps that I have put together for this event. And unlike the first 2 maps, you would start by going to the right for the third map. So again, whenever you are going through fog events, just keep collecting your currency from every reset, because you know every 8 hours you can collect more currency for fog events. So all that you need to do is find a low level, like level 1 dragon or something, or just the lowest one that you've got. I can't find any low level dragons anywhere right now. Like, what is wrong with me? Level 21 is fine. You just speed up the dragon, and that is all that you need to do to collect all of your currency for that reset. And then log in every 8 hours, get more currency, save it all up until like the final reset or the second last reset, and then spend it because at that point you know what you can actually afford, because you don't want to start going on map number 1 because you think you won't be able to afford the map number 3, and then you get a really lucky drop in the ads, and then you actually could have gotten all of the event items that you wanted. So please bear that in mind. The other thing about this event, as it did mention on one of the guides, but we do have quests this time as usual, but we do have 2 event items actually available in this one rather than the usual one, so we can get 2 of the new event chests if you log in diligently. But you should be logging in for these quests because it does give you extra currency, so make sure you are logging in for these, and plus you get free rank ups on your dragons, and who doesn't like free rank ups on their dragons? I know that I do. But you finish these battles, you get some bonus currency. It's not a lot, it's 450 total if you can make it, but these ash chests are quite good as well, so definitely try and pick those up. The rest of these quests are pretty whatever because they're just bundled dragons, so who cares about those? But that is the main thing about this fog event. Just log in for the resets and spend your currency wisely based on guides. It doesn't have to be my guide, it could be someone else's guide, but as long as you know what you're spending on and where you need to go. Always double check the map guides before you move because it is so easy to lose track of where you are and then go the wrong way. But anyway, that is that new fog event. Of course, we do have the heroic race ongoing at the moment, and you'll see that, well, once I check in a second, our opponents have pretty much not moved at all. Before I did say, is it a bug of some kind? I'm not sure if it's necessarily a bug, but it seems like they've given a lot of players completely inactive races. I don't know if these are actually bots that they've given us, but we only have 1 player that's moved, and they're on lap 3 right now. Again, not that it really matters to me, because if we want to go for lap 18, then who cares about where they are? But of course, at the moment, we're going to log in for our next battle at least, finish off this lap, and then we will be on lap 9. And lap 9 is decent for this point, but we've still got 9 days left to go. And lap 18 is still gonna be a painful one if we want to make it in time, so I'm going to continue my grinding for sure. And of course, it's another day of dual perception grinding, so let's see. Are we going to get lucky this time? We did get a bit lucky yesterday, but then, you know, I think I gambled just an extra room too much just because, well, you were here if you were here for yesterday's video, but you know, with these dual perception hollows, especially right now, it is just such a shame that this is during a heroic race and also just before the high corrupted time race, because I couldn't think of a worse time to want to waste gems than between 2 heroic races, one of which is a really grind heavy one, and the high corrupted time race, which is probably also going to be a really grind heavy one. But I'll give it a 5. I'll give it a 5 gemmer, just because I'll always give it a good chance. I'll give it a chance at least once, and then if it screws us over again with another wizard, we will bail, because these rewards so far have been awful. And so there we go. We lose 5 gems, doesn't matter. GG, go next. We try again tomorrow. Who cares? I know that I don't anyway. And then one other thing I didn't actually mention about the fog event is that, of course, we do have all of the ads currency itself. And when I was talking about how you can get a lot more currency than expected, it's mainly from these roulette wheels, because you might get a 1000 drop, you might get multiple 1000 drops, and then be able to get every single item and the dragons if you were that lucky. Normally free to play, you can get the dragon and a couple of event chests, but if you get the roulette spins and get lucky, you could end up getting all of the event chests. And of course, the event chests we will be using for the broken or the burned bridges event, where you can get orbs of the new heroic, you can get epic egg chests, jokers, and potentially finish off this crazy good collection at the end. And these have been doable before, so this one may also be doable, but it's going to come down to RNG at the end of the day. Aside from that, all that we've really got going on is just our arena grinding, which we have been on the grind a little bit. We do need to pick up the pace and keep grinding again because we've got these enemies. We do, however, have trading happy hours at the moment until like the next 7 days-ish, which I know people were really happy when Trading Happy Hour was released initially. We do have another one right now, which means that now is a great time to be trading and setting up trades, especially since we're mid-alliance chests at this current moment. But definitely get in on those if you can. We did also have a change to speed, so before, if your dragon took out an enemy or they took out your dragon, then usually they could get another turn. That is not the case anymore, and they've actually changed rescues back to more or less how they used to be. So hopefully all of the criticisms that people had about the new speed update won't be such a big issue anymore as of these changes. But, you know, still speed is a thing at the end of the day. You still have to take it into account and hope that you don't get completely ass blasted when you're getting through these fights. But definitely, I think it's going to stop people from getting like one dragon just annihilate their entire team like what was happening before. So you might be able to actually take on some level 70 dragons and other dragons in general that with the speed update were probably going to end your life. But now you can grind them out and, you know, weaken them with your other dragons, same as before. But I think it works more like how it should now, how, you know, it's supposed to be just the first hit, really, that is decided based on who's faster, and I think that that is better in theory than how it was initially implemented. But, you know, we'll see. Maybe now everyone's grown accustomed to speed, and now they're like, no, give us back what we had. I don't think that's the case, though, but we're going to keep grinding these out, getting our event items. Hopefully we'll get some more horns and some scorched wood, because we do want to get as many of those chests as possible. Personally, with the fog event, I'm probably going to go for the event items, but I have not made my decision yet. So, best of luck. I hope that you get everything that you want. And again, you can download those maps if you need them. So, peace.